am a force of relentless evil, and why in this certain subject area per se. And the second part of the first question is, what statement was I trying to make? The second question is, what is my horror? Because I say a lot of times my horror. So here we go. Now, I am a force to be of relentless evil is a religious supernatural horror. And all horror is based on good and evil. And the world is based on good and evil. And as a young man, I grew up in the church, knowing my Bible and knowing my scriptures, but I've always had that philosophical way of thinking, and I've come to use that as a horror novelist now, and I research different cultures and different religions across the globe. So I wrote I Am as a certain of a what if theory that if, as everyone knows, that Satan battled God, and Satan is a tempter of humankind. But what if something or someone or some entity tempted Satan? How did he become a tempter? How did he start out trying to go against God? Did someone whisper in his ear? Of that sort. So this is one of the reasons why I wrote I Am. I wanted to get the audience of thinking about this what if theory, that maybe there was something or some entity out there that tempted Satan to even think he can win against God. And like I said before, religions is a strong factor in fiction and in horror, supernatural especially. And like I said before, you have to have good and evil. Without good, there couldn't be any evil. Without evil, there couldn't be any good. So that's one basis. Now, the statement that I was trying to make, not really trying to make a statement, just trying to create a fictional thinking that reaches outside the box. So in all my novels, I try to create this aspect of the world inside of another world, which becomes evil. So when I wrote I Am, and when the first part, I did research, and everything is true about the scripture in the Bible. So I wanted to relate that to people so they understand, because most people around the world have read it. But like I said before, I wanted to make sure, try to get them thinking that what if this did occur? So I guess I answered that first question, A and B. Now, let me make this short. What is my horror? When I state my horror, I mean that I've originated and created this horror, that I make sure I do not recreate someone else's horror. At least 99.9% of the time, I do not. And it takes a lot for me to make sure I do not recreate someone else's literature or horror. So when I say my horror, these are my patent thoughts that I believe no one could bring out but me. So that's the reason why I say my horror. Even anytime I say it's my horror, this is how I see my horror fiction. I don't see my horror fiction like anyone else's. I don't not try to write like anyone else. I just write like Deno Sandz, and I try to make sure and I research every aspect to make sure, like I said, that I'm accurate 99.9% of the time that these are my ideas. So, I hope that answers the question. I'll be talking to you soon. I am Deno Sandz, and I am horror fiction. Thank you.